moment. One moment. Close the door. Hey. Yay. That's good. Left, right, one down. Oi, moi. Oi, vey. Is it running? Yes, it's finally on. 20 seconds of your life you never get back. Ah, I got something. I was back there in the deepest dungeons of my building. Oh. Oh, better. Yes, it is visible, even though it's a little bit cramped right now. I will look into this. Okay. People were always interested in old stuff, okay? People always like old stuff. And then people talk about old stuff and call it obscure, just because nobody was talking about it the last 5 minutes ago. So there are plenty channels and websites out there, I'm pretty sure to this day, who call themselves the Inside Knowledge Gang for, oh, we know the shit that you don't know, that you don't remember. I just go back in my storage area, which is way too big, and remarkably, the old guy who carries around these big wooden crates is a little bit rusty right now. Points for you if you get that joke. It was a very easy one. But yeah, I've just pulled out one part of one shelf, though there are many, just to see what kind of weird, unrelated, nobody wants to see this stuff I still have here. Stuff like, oh, Dokuida. If you are a fan of space adventures on the level of, it's so stupid it's not even fun anymore. Yeah, and this is a box set. Ay, man, this is old. Holy moly. One of those old comedy shows, early 2000s, late 90s. Boy. Which, or if space comedy isn't really your thing, or you like space comedy but not the really dumb one, what about Slayers in space? Some of you will remember the long-running show with many spin-offs and many movies and many more, Slayers. You know, there is a version of it that basically is the same thing, just in space. It's called Lost Universe. The funny thing about this, what nobody tells you, even if you know Lost Universe, there is a porn that goes along with this. In character. Just like there is a porn parody / in-joke OVA that is called Spaceship Agaruda, which was made by the people that made Tenji Muyo, plays in the same universe like Tenji Muyo, has the same characters, has name drops, have events, even ships and characters from the show, but everybody says, no, it's not Tenji Muyo. And there are a lot of those things that people maybe not even, and try to find this. I just show you stuff that you actually can still find bits and pieces on the internet. I'm not starting here today with the really fucked up shit, okay, that I, from back in the bootleg days in the late 90s, remember, that I can't even prove that it existed. Almost. I have one or two things that I maybe can scratch out of some corners here or somewhere else, out of the crevices of this place, that are existing. I have proof. I have physical evidence they exist, but nobody remembers. Oh yeah. Oh, Melissa et al. One of those. Everybody hates it if you know it, just because it looks so ugly, because nobody got the in-joke. This is in the same year produced as Final Fantasy The Spirit Within. And points to you if you not start screaming because I mentioned The Spirit Within, because that movie was something. And this was made in the same time frame and the same year. The decision to make it really, really clunky, the 3D animation is mostly 3D with 2D animations in it, but you have to look for them because that's the hidden part. A very spiritual and sometimes really dark thing, okay? Many have talked about this, but many don't remember anymore for some reason. The same goes for, Tokyo Underground. For some reason, every time I see this, I think of stuff like, hey, this is a prototypical, this is basically the Flintstone version, okay, of what later will become Fate Stay Night. For some reason. Call me crazy. Do you like cute space adventures with cute girls? The World of Naruei. One of the more like, it's so cute. I want to kill myself. It's so cute. The girl is basically half alien, half human, lives on Earth and tries to have a normal life, even though everybody pursues her to go out of space, out into space, for better education, but she wants to stay here with her friends. It's extremely cute, and has funny enough for its time, some really interesting commentary on the later episodes on cosplay and how fucked up the community back then already was in Japan. That basically people just spend money on expensive cosplays and don't even care what they are cosplaying. Oh man. A really obscure thing, because this was a show inside of a show and got more popular as the show itself that it played in. Okay? And that is Kujibiki Unbalanced. It had a 3-part OVA as an in-joke in Gen Chiken. Nowadays, it's very easy to compare it because it's the Big Bang Theory. Years upon years before the Big Bang Theory, but not shit. Okay? And I don't mean it in a total negative way, because I enjoyed the Big Bang Theory when it started, and it got very, very unlikable later. Okay? And Genshiken was really the Japanese version of that, but way back when this was a concept that actually people was thinking about. Yeah. And there was a show called Kujibiki Unbalanced, that 3-part OVA that was inside, you had it in an extra on the original Genshiken first airing, was the OVA included, and then this got so popular that they actually made a 12-episode series out of it. It's a school story about a school that decides everything by a lottery. Everything gets decided. I think I even got one of the main characters as a figure. Yeah. Ritsuko Kübel-Kettengrad. Because she's half German. And it was funny. Ha. Ha. You hear me laugh. Ha. Yeah. Of course. I'm here basically working on a fan service and pornographic channel on YouTube. Woo! That's why, let's go with some really weird fan service stuff like, Juden-chan, Charge Up Girls. It's basically a fairy story about girls who charge depressed people so they got more energy in life. And nobody can see, touch, or notice them besides one guy that got in touch with the main character. And hilarity ensues with a lot of fan service. It was one of those eras that also brought us stuff like, ladies versus butler. Tits to be shaked, nipples to be watched. If you're for fan service, this is one for you. Okay? And they're making very much fun of basically every part that is jokeable in the whole, from the transformation scene. They're even making jokes. Basically, they riff on Sailor Moon at one point. Hard. I mentioned this at one point in a video, that there was a time frame when Sailor Moon was actually nude in her transformation. They make jokes about that in here. I see myself validated. Yeah. Then, oh, who likes idol groups? This guy doesn't like them very much. Not for the reason you think. I like the music and I like the show act, but I know way too much about the actual stuff that's going on with idol groups in Japan. Oh, this is another video at some point. Oh, I have to talk about this at some point because, oh, this is scary. Yikes. Okay, every time you think, oh, this is a show that represents idol groups perfectly. If it's an anime show, no. It's nothing like that. It's heartbreaking at some point. But hey, do you want to see an idol group get shot to the moon? Wunderbar style. A young genius decides I want to conquer the moon with an idol group and I use alternative methods to get them there. Slingshots and dynamite and other stuff are involved. Disclaimer, nobody dies. Sadly. But okay, it's funny. If you like idol groups and see them suffer, they suffer here not as much, but they are funny in their own way. Oi. Oh, talking about suffering. Something that is actually basically hated all around, but I have read the original manga story, which I have over there. Who's texting me now? Weird. I think people are starting to wake up. That is Aiken. Man, Aiken is not really one of those things that, oh, people don't know it, or people know it a lot, but for the wrong reasons, because so many YouTubers and other wannabes and wallabies and just bees making fun of it, because yes, it's blatant and gratuitous fan service beyond any compare, because most of them don't get the joke. Sadly enough, the project was never completely realized, as it was like most of a certain era. There were problems, because the original story is way different than what you see here, okay? Yes, it had fan service, explicit fan service, but also very interesting characters. Some of them never appear in this one, sadly. But hey, if you like big boobs and weird fetish stuff and jokes beyond memeable, because they were all memed to death, that's Aiken. Hey. Then something, oh, that's a real blast from the past. Whew. Really glad I got this one at one point. Oh, ADV Films, how I miss you. Steam Detective. I see probably one post every other year or so that mentioned. I even had one of the figurines over there. Yeah, one of the smaller ones, one of the smaller figurine sets. But yeah, Steam Detective is something that you, if you like stuff like Conan, okay, case closed. Sorry, we know it is Conan. Okay, that's good. It's a very oldish art style, very round, but decently made. Not too violent, but interesting in its story, and that's the most thing I will say, because I don't want to say too much, because I don't want to get into the review thing. Okay. Blah. I mean, I don't know why I have Wildcards out. It was just in the package, or at least in the shelf over there somewhere. What do I have to say about Wildcards that not every wannabe YouTuber has already said about it? It's ugly. Oh, why is this here? Isn't that old? From Place to Place. If you want Lucky Style Moe stuff. I mean, TBS did a good job here. It's cute as fuck. Okay? It's so cute you get instant diabetes. Okay? You will lose a leg over this. Literally. It will waste off. Yeet. And a classic, okay, this is also not very, is now very well known, but at a certain point it was basically lost. Okay, Royal Space Force is one of those. Wings of Honor is. If it weren't for a certain person, this wouldn't have gotten a new release in this era. Sadly, because it's one of those linchpins and high points in animation of its time. The animation quality in this one is beyond what anyone ever can do nowadays. It's impossible to recreate, okay? Like many other things, but this one, oof. Just look at it's one of those 80s space opera in a Gundam and or in a Gunbuster level, where there are certain scenes that they are just oozing with animation. Okay, you see background, middle, and foreground. Just everything moves and everything is different and everything is woof. And this has this, okay? Besides the very interesting parallel universe, first man in space idea, okay? And it still gets lambasted. Okay, and to get this all into a conclusion, hey kids, because I mentioned now mech at one point. Do you like mechs? Do you like stuff like Gundam? Do you like stuff like Go Geyser or Get a Robo? Do you like Barbie? Because there is a combination of this. It's called the Kurameji Project. It's Gundam Barbie. Or if for lack of a better term, because there are some designs, Go Kaiser. Gundam Barbie. It's not very complex. It's not very deep. But it has a giant mech in a cutesy and even petticoat design, more like Alice in Wonderland design. Okay, and it's a mech fighting another mech, piloted by old people that have to basically conquer other countries in an obsolete mech because business as usual. And if you think this is weird, boy, girl, and everything in between, you haven't seen anything. Oh, we will go a rabbit. Oh, we'll go down a rabbit hole that you wouldn't believe existed. But in any case, I just wanted to show off some of the. This isn't even a fraction of one shelf, and I have plenty over there. Basket cases in another room. Don't get me started over there because I don't even know what's over there. Behind there, oh, don't ask. Like I said. But anyway. Yeah, that's the life I'm living. You see something lurking in the background here. Yeah, there is a lot. Okay, there is a lot, and many of those things are basically forgotten. Not even because they're old, just because they weren't as popular. And I'm just want to talk about most of those things just because people get the right idea to call them obscure. Obscure is something that you have to basically dig out of the ground or go to a basement shop that looks like the thing that you see in Gremlins 2. Okay? And catch one or two curses on the way. To get one old half-rotten VHS tape. Then you get obscure. When you have multiple websites, Wikipedia entrances, an IMDb page, a complete list of actors, voice lines, and movie clips online. This is not obscure. It's just not very, very well received, or nobody gives a fuck. But not obscure. Obscure is, I found something that nobody believes existed. I found the animation version of the Yeti. And he wears lederhosen. You think I'm kidding? Oh, just you wait. See you around. Cheers.